France is continuing to cautiously open up after the nearly 2 month lockdown. Here in Paris, there's a welcome sense of normalcy as people once again meet up and fill the city's famous café terraces. But how in the world does that work with social distancing? Well, I teamed up with our very own Genie Godula to find out.
Paris wouldn't be Paris without its cafe culture. But how does that work with social distancing? Authorities still recommend people stay at least a meter apart. Cafe tables are cleaned regularly, but as the virus is still circulating in the capital, you can only get outdoor service. To go inside, you have to wear a mask. Given the circumstances, cafes are allowed to spread out into parking spaces, but watch out for traffic. Finally together, but also apart, it's a dream come true for many Parisians.
Now, you can go to a bar or a restaurant with a group of up to 10 people, and in theory, tables have to be spaced at least a meter apart, but I've noticed that it really depends on the place as to whether or not they respect that rule. Here in Paris, public parks are once again open, whether it's the Butte Chaumont or the Parc Monceau, and it's really nice. I know that one thing that I missed during confinement was just spending time in nature and looking at trees, so it's nice to have those parks open again. Now all eyes are on tourist sites. When are they going to open again? Well, to talk about that, let's join up with Genie Godula once again. Hi, Jeannie. So there's good news for one of France's most iconic monuments, the Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower will finally reopen to the public this June 25th, more than 3 months after it first shut down. Now, that is the longest closing of the Eiffel Tower since World War II. It's going to open, though, with just a limited number of visitors at first, and face masks will be mandatory for anybody over the age of 11.
Now, if you go visit the Eiffel Tower, do get ready for a workout because at first they're only going to open the stairs to be able to visit the monument. You'll go up the east side and go down the west side. And keep in mind that there are 345 steps between the ground floor and the first floor, so pace yourself. As for the very top floor, it could reopen sometime during the summer.
The Eiffel Tower, of course, is the most famous monument in France, if not the world. It was first built in 1889 and it welcomes about 7 million people every year, about 3/4 of them from abroad. But of course, these days there just aren't that many tourists in the capital, and who knows when they'll be coming back en masse due to the current health crisis. In any event, it's going to have a huge effect on the economy.
And it's so rare for Parisians to virtually have the city to themselves, whether it's the monuments or the museums. Now, after the Palais de Versailles on June 13th, the Louvre is going to open again. This will be on July 6th. Now, if you want to visit the home of the Mona Lisa and the Winged Victory, you will have to wear a mask, and also you will have to pre-order your ticket online, which you can do on the Louvre's website starting on June 15th.
So Parisians have monuments and museums to start going back to this month, and that's not the only cultural treat in store. Movie theaters are also going to open a few weeks ahead of schedule.
Absolutely. June 22nd is the big day for movie theaters across France. Now, how in the world is it going to work with all these health and hygiene measures? Well, moviegoers are recommended to wear a mask as they go into the movie theater, but once they're sitting down in the dark enjoying the movie, well, they can take their mask off.
As for seating inside, friends and families who go to the movies together can sit together, but then they have to leave free seats between other groups. And that means movie theaters will probably only be operating at about 50% capacity.
Now, here in France, the summer solstice usually rhymes with a celebration of music. It's called the Fête de la musique. It's celebrated on the 21st of June across the country. It's a major event on the cultural calendar, but of course, this year, things are going to be different.
Usually for the Fête de la musique, there's music all day long from morning to night with amateur bands playing on street corners, but also huge, massive concerts that are held outdoors, which of course this year are just not going to be possible.
Now, France's culture minister, Franck Riester, has said that the Fête de la musique will go on this year, but it's unclear in what shape and form. Will it be virtual? Will it be on people's balconies? Will it be small concerts with social distancing? It's really going to depend on what kind of zone you're in. If you're in a green zone, which is virus-free, or if you're in an orange zone like Paris, where the virus is still circulating. We're going to find out more in the days to come, but what's certain is there will be a celebration of music in France on the 21st of June.
Some of the world's most influential people talk to France 24.
Government cannot do much promotion of human value.
Politicians,
E acho que sem política não há democracia.
scientists, athletes and artists.
Nous, les femmes, si on se serre les coudes, on peut vraiment avoir une action très très positive sur le monde.
The American Film Festival in Deauville.
Get all the insight.
The government is still spying.
And the voices that matter on France 24.
Liberté, égalité, actualité.